After a slow start to the 2020 Formula 2 season, Mick Schumacher is having a sensational run with 5 podiums in the last 7 races. The son of the 7-time world champion, Michael Schumacher, has been making his way up the junior ranks and is currently leading the Formula 2 championship with 161 points, while the other Ferrari Academy drivers Ilott and Schwarzman are 2nd and 3rd. For the man with the most famous name in motorsport, it is now a case of when, rather than if, Mick Schumacher makes the step up to the pinnacle of motorsport. Mick didn't use his own surname until his move to the Formula classes. But is his career just a result of the last name, or does he really have what it takes to race in Formula 1? Let's have a look. Mick Schumacher burst into the scene in 2018, taking the European F3 Championship by storm, winning 8 of the final 15 races to take the title. His maiden F2 campaign proved a little trickier though, as he initially struggled to make the step up. The 2019 season was a mix of collisions, retirements, comebacks and a sprint race victory. He finished 8th at the feature race in Hungary, taking the reverse grid pole for the sprint race and holding the position to take his first win in Formula 2. He ended the season in 12th place in the championship with 53 points. Schumacher continued with Prema Racing in the 2020 Formula 2 Championship, joined by reigning Formula 3 champion and fellow Ferrari Academy driver Robert Schwarzman. In the feature race at Austria, he went off while battling Callum Ilott for the race lead. In the second round at the same circuit, his fire extinguisher went off in the sprint race. In Hungary, Schumacher bounced back with a double podium. He then went on a run of 5 consecutive podiums from Spain to Monza, including a win in the feature race at Monza, and took the championship lead at Mugello. The Tuscan Grand Prix was a hectic race for the strategists, as there were incidents taking place throughout the race, but Mick Schumacher used it to his advantage despite being involved in an incident. Callum Ilott, who was leading the championship table until the start of the weekend, finished in a disappointing P12. A broken front wing forced him to pit at a bad time, which put him out of the points. Mick Schumacher crossed the line in P5, and during the sprint race he finished in P4 and carried home a total of 18 points. He eventually took the lead from Ilott. Mick now leads the table and is now 8 points clear of Ilott. Mick also created a 21-point lead over his teammate Robert Schwarzman. This season witnessed a dominating performance from Mick, who was ready to grab onto chances that come his way. Now, there are talks around in the paddock that he might get a seat in F1 next season. There was speculations that he will get a practice session during the Tuscan Grand Prix, but the reality turned out a little different than what was expected. Mick got a chance to drive his father's F2004 once again, as Ferrari were in their 1000th Grand Prix. The likelihood of seeing Mick Schumacher moving up to Formula 1 next season is increasing day by day. For Formula 2 drivers, it's all up to their performances in F2 to grab the F1 team's attention, and Mick has done the same by grabbing hold of the championship lead for the first time. Some reports suggest that a finish in the top 3 in the F2 championship will seal the deal for Mick's F1 debut in 2021. Ferrari team principal Mattia Binotto revealed that Mick will get sessions to drive the F1 car later this year. He also opened up about Mick's chances of competing in F1 next year. I think that Mick has a chance of possibly driving in Formula 1 next year. He should be prepared for this with a deployment in a real F1 session. Binotto also spoke about Mick's performance at F2 this year. We are very happy that he is performing so well in Formula 2. His focus must also continue to be on F2 because he is fighting for the championship there. Mick already has the spotlight over him. Following the legacy of a 7-time world champion won't be an easy task for the youngster, and it will be challenging to keep up with the pressure. But he seems to be very focused. He learns and he can implement things, and there is continuous improvement. Another trait about Mick is that he is calm and composed. He has never let the pressure get to him. So can Mick Schumacher be a Formula 1 world champion and emulate his father? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below.